Hi, everybody. Just double checking the live.
There's a minute delay. We are live.
We are live,
We're live.
which is good. So hi, everybody. I'm Danielle. This is Becky.
Becky Vanessa. How are you?
And welcome to our heads.
Yeah. We had a whole brilliant plan played out here for you guys. No, we didn't. We just wanted to come on here and talk about a topic and then see where we go. Right?
Yeah, because I get asked about bodies all the time, and it's one of my favorite things to talk about. And honestly, creating with your body is also one of my favorite things to talk about. Because one of my favorite questions is, what if your body is the creation partner you've been looking for? Whether it's in business or money, relationship, or just, I don't know, your general life and awareness. Because so many people think bodies are just what I call the hat trick of eat, shag, and wear. What does my body want to eat? What does it want to wear? And who wants to shag, right? By the way, hat trick is like the only sports reference I know. I know it's like some 3 goals in a row in hockey.
I was going to say, I'm not even quite sure what a hat trick is, but
It's like 3 goals in hockey or something. I don't know. All I know is it's a threesome, so a hat trick of body stuff.
Of course, the threesome would come up in a body topic,
right?
Yeah.
But so many people think bodies are just about eat, shag, wear. And
you mean there's more?
There is. And and starting with my own life, and then literally hundreds, if not thousands of people I've helped over the years, when you start including your body, every aspect of your life gets better. And people just think, well, of course your life gets better because you're happier, or of course you get better because your body feels better. And it's like, no, your body can feel like crap and still be a contribution to the creation of your life. Your body, no matter how it looks, can be a contribution to the creation of your life, because when you start including your body, you include the awarenesses that your body receives, which is where a lot of people, I don't know, necessarily take into account, but don't think that far. They're like, oh yeah, include your body. But but when you include your body, all the awarenesses that your body is having and sharing with you, you actually get to receive. And that's one of the main things, is that you're finally willing to receive these awarenesses that your body is giving you, which is why it gets to be the creation partner for you, which I love. Because I don't know about you guys and you, Becky, but I've always been like, who do I get to create with?
Yeah, and why not create with your best friend? Like
Exactly.
your roommate for life.
Exactly. Like,
hello.
My mom used to say, be nice to your body, because, where else are you going to go?
It's like, well, yeah, where else are you going to? And it's really interesting, too, if you really look at that, like, how are you treating your best friend? And have you acknowledged, like, this is like your partner, right? And until you die, and we're not sure what happens quite after that exactly, but like, this is your partner. And are you co-creating together? And I know that, I mean, I wonder for other people, let's say, like, we like to use like a lot of the tools from Access Consciousness, but maybe we're reaching somebody that's never even heard of that. And they're like, what the hell are you talking about? Co-create with your body. Well,
yeah,
your body does have a voice. Like, how would,
Yeah, and it's more than your voice box, because I've worked with a lot of people outside of Access, like whether it's my own life or or other people, and it's just, they're like, what do you mean your body can contribute? Or what do you mean your body has a consciousness? What do you mean your body has a voice? You're talking voice box. And it's like, no. It's like, and I break it down to them this way. I'm like, how many of you are willing to acknowledge that your pet, your animals out there, have a consciousness and awareness of their own? They're like, well, yeah. They're like, well, what about the plants in your house? Do they have a consciousness and a voice? They're like, yeah. Like, okay, what about the earth? Does the earth have a voice, a consciousness of its own? Well, yeah. I'm like, great. And your body is made up of those same molecules, those same energetics. So why wouldn't your body also have a voice and a consciousness of its own? And we've done it a disservice over these years, thinking it's just the slab of meat we get stuck with.
Yeah.
But it's not. It does have that voice. It does have a consciousness. And then people usually go, Does it mean it's going to get up and walk away without me? No, 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 no. You've created it to be with you. You know, I mean, although don't get me wrong, I love my zombie movies. I have yet to see a body leave an infinite being.
Yeah. Yeah, exactly. And I like within the last maybe 8 months, Donnie, like I've really been discovering something different, like with my body as well, and that communication. And and for me it started where I read this book, and this gentleman broke a world record in swimming. What he did wasn't really relevant to me, but the way he expressed it in the book that I read of his was it was like, holy crap, like our bodies are miraculous. Now, like he ended up swimming to break this world record. Like that's not what I'm saying, like go swim. But what I acknowledged was like, wow, I wonder what like actual miraculousness like my body can do that I've never been even interested in, or never even like, explored. Like it, like what superpowers does it have, right? Like because our bodies actually can do amazing things. Like you've heard those stories too, that takes place like if somebody gets injured, the grandma lifts the car off of the grandchild. Like so there's these actual things that do take place. And I was like, but what if I acknowledge that every day? Like,
Well, and
Yeah.
right? What if you acknowledge that every day? And what I find interesting is they do things like they have well, it was just the chemicals and the floods of, whatever that enabled the grandma to lift the car off the person or, whatever it was. And we diminish the potency and the brilliance and the capacity that the body actually had. It wasn't a freak accident. It's actually a capacity that you can dip into with your body.
Yeah.
But when we go, oh, it's just because of this. Who cares if it was because of this? Great. That means we were able to create that. That means we can do it anytime. That means it is able, our bodies are able to do that, but we diminish it when we try to explain it. But it's not. It's like we dip into that. That means our bodies are capable of that. And so, yeah, not just physical strength, but what else is our bodies capable of that we haven't acknowledged? And for me, I personally am finding more stuff every day that our body's given us information about. And it's a fun journey to
create and play with.
Yeah. And to really going into every day like, hi body, what are we doing today? Hi body, what are you going to show me today? Hi body, what else is possible today?
Yeah.
And I mean by what else is possible of like, if I have zero expectation of what you're going to be like today, body, what will you actually be like? And I've actually helped to have had a lot of people change pain that way. Because how many of us wake up in the morning and go, okay, I'm going to be in pain, and the body goes, okay. All right. And so if you wake up and go, okay, so if I'm not projecting pain today, if I'm not projecting fogginess, if I'm not projecting, whatever it is, what will the body show up as today?
That's so cool.
And it's really been fun to see what people have created with that.
Yeah.
And that's just about the body, but it's like bodies help with business, with money, with relationships, with getting to the airplane on time, knowing which direction to go when you don't know the language. It's really amazing.
Yeah.
For me to see every day the things
I know you do a class or something different too on like eating. Like I loved when you told that story about like you go, was it in New Orleans? Like when you recently?
Oh gosh, I have so many. I'm not sure which one you're.
What was the class that you talked about? Gosh darn it.
I have a lot of classes on bodies. It's
where you go out and like actually actively participate and use these tools.
Yeah. I'll do what I call facilitated eating classes or something like that, where it's just like, okay, so if you didn't have a point of view about this, and then we do some clearing about the infinite beings' points of view about the food, and then they can actually listen to what their body's telling them. It's so fun. It is so fun to see people shift and change that. Honestly, the two things I can point to, as part of the
right, tools in action. That's what I was thinking.
Yeah, I love the tools in action. But the two things, it's funny. The two things I started liking once I started listening to my body was coffee and Brussels sprouts.
That's so cool.
Yeah, it's so funny. So, that's a fun thing to ask people today. It's like, okay, if it wasn't your parents' points of view, your family's points of view, your religion's point of view, your culture's point of view, the person serving you, their point of view,
Mm,
what would your body actually like to eat?
yeah.
It's fascinating what's come up.
Yeah, that is so much fun. I love when you talk about that. And I've actually had lunch and dinner with you, and it's such a different, it's not just lunch or dinner, it's an actual experience.
Dang, it's fun.
Yeah.
It is fun. It is fun. And it's funny, Becky, honestly, I've worked with bodies for 35 plus years now.
Mhm.
Not bad for 27. I'm just kidding. Uh, but it is true, because I've been working with my mother when she was a nutritionist in a health talk radio show. So I've been playing in the realm of bodies for 35 plus years.
Mhm.
And it's been amazing to see the awareness and the revelations of what bodies actually are.
Mm.
Because when I started learning about bodies with my mother, it was that slab of meat.
Mm.
I mean, yoga was fringe and weird and crazy. You did it in secret and you were those weird people.
Yeah.
It was yoga. Are you kidding me? And now to see that we actually acknowledge the consciousness of the body, the independence of it, but the contribution of it, and this is the tip of the iceberg, honestly. The choices we make today about bodies is revealing a even brighter, more dynamic future for people with bodies. And this is what I love exploring, is
Mhm.
opening up these doors, not just for us, but for what comes next.
Yeah. And then what is next?
Mhm.
For me, I'm excited that you have a 3-day body class coming up.
Me
And
too.
I know. And I have been lucky enough because I think there's a lot of people that were like, well, I've done that class once, and then they kind of like check it off their list. And I have been lucky enough to take this class with different facilitators over the years as well. And I've never had a class with you.
I'm
And
so excited to have
this
you.
was, I know this was one of my demands where I was like, can we have this class? And just to be with you and the way you're present with bodies.
Mhm.
And I'm very excited. But if you're listening to this and you're like, I have no idea, even what a 3-day body class is, how do you put that into words?
Oh my gosh, how to put that into succinct words.
Yeah.
Um,
It's a class
I
that
was
you
gonna
come
say
to.
I was gonna go, "Nummy, nummy, nummy." Well, the Access Consciousness 3-day body class is really fantastic because it's for some people and bodies, it's where they begin to really receive.
Mhm.
Because the 3-day body class really is about the body. It's like if you want to say thank you to your body, this is one of those places that you can do it. Because have you ever noticed how much better you feel when a good friend hugs you if
Right.
you're upset, or like whether you birth the child or not, everybody's noticed the healing power of holding a baby while they're sick,
Mhm.
right? And all of those things have in common is touch.
Yeah.
And even before the pandemic, we weren't a touching society.
Right.
And so in the 3-day body class, the Access Conscious 3-day body class, you are touched and touch. You have the gift of receiving the touch and giving the touch for these handheld, sometimes these
Yep.
these hands-on body processes um, that really help each body to do the energetic exchange that is possible. And each of these body processes directed in a way to a general idea, a concept of healing this, that, or the other, whether it's dimensional, physical,
Mhm.
energetic, or whatever. It's not just like about physical ailments. When I say dimensional or energetical, yeah, right? We're talking about fixing things from other dimensions or life. It's so much fun. And then, so that's why I say nummy, 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 because if nothing else in this class, you relearn the gift of touching and being touched and the healing, nurturing capacity that is capable when one body exchanges energetically with another body, that you find in those hugs, in those hand holdings, and in, holding a sick baby. Is there a body process for melting cellulite? Maybe. Actually, I could name off 5 different ones that I could recommend, and that's another one, and thank you for asking that. It's one of my favorite things about these Access Consciousness, body processes is, if you'll notice, if I said earlier, it's a broad general description, because that's just the jumping off point. Each of these body processes is so unique and so deep and so capable and so many layers of energy. We are still discovering each and every one, what else is possible with it. And so, is there a body process for melting cellulite? Sure. I can give you 5 in class, and then which one fits for you. Or it could be, and that's the other thing I love about these body processes, is oftentimes it doesn't make logical sense, because you have to change something energetically first before you can actually change the thing that you're asking for. So you could be asking to change something structural, but then the body process that reads for you to run is about dimensions.
Yeah.
But then it changes something that you can do the structural as well. It's fantastic. I love it.
Yeah.
As you can see, I get all fired up, and I'm like, yeah.
Well, and for my first body class that I ever chose, I just was like, looking at the different classes that were coming up, and didn't know anybody, had no idea. And I was like, oh, I'm going to take this. Okay. And I took it. And what was so epic about even that choice, that I didn't have any expectations what it was going to be, because I really didn't know. But I was like, nummy, just like you said. And one thing that I even just noticed for me is that, because at that point I was had 2 businesses running around nonstop, is that I was on a table all day, not on my phone, not like, like communicating, and I was just present with my body, and the nurturing and the relaxation of all of that. That just epically changed my life. Not even to mention like all of the other things.
Well, and let me ask you, if I may, put you on the spot here a little bit, because it's like, you mentioned 3 days. You had these 2 businesses running, 3 days on the table, not working on your business. How are your businesses after those 3 days?
Incredible.
Isn't that interesting? People think I can't take the time off, when actually it can help your business.
It helps your business. Exactly. Well, because here we go back to the topic of, like, are you creating with your body? Do you create your life with your body? There you go.
Which includes the business, right?
For sure. And, for me, I actually create, I had like, this is the journey of bodies with me, and every day is a journey. And that's probably why me and Danielle are so, we love this topic, and hanging out and just really diving into this as well. Cause like, I know anything can change. And, body, what would you like? Like, you show me, you want to go to that class, create it for me. Like, like, what else is possible? Like, what's the next step? There's a lot of those questions that I play with every day, with whatever I get the ping to create. For me, one of them was weight. I've lost 50 pounds in like the last year-ish. And that was from not like, oh, I want to lose this number. It was, okay, body, I know something else is possible, and you show me. What would you like to look like? How would you like to move? Like, what would be fun for you? What size would you like to be? And when I asked those questions, that like, I didn't believe the number that I got at the time, because I was like, it wasn't possible.
Yeah.
I was like, that really? No, really? No, I wouldn't look good like that. Everyone always says you wouldn't look good at that size, or, and I have to tell you, I'm that size now. I was shocked, easily. And I know that, that, I have like the ease with my body, and it created it. So like, I wonder what, if you ask your body too, like, would it like to come and enjoy some, and not just this one. Danielle has other classes. If you can't make this body class, there's many other amazing facilitators that you can chat with, but check it out.
Do check it out. Yeah. And whether you can make the one in Utah, which by the way is in my house, which is so funny.
A new house.
We went through 3 venues. And each time my house, speaking of consciousness of its own, my house was like wiggling his fingers or like tapping, like,
Mhm.
when are you just going to acknowledge that the class is here? I'm like, oh, okay. But I am, so yeah, so whether you come to this one in Salt Lake, which I hope you do, because I just love to play with y'all, please do find it, because this world of opening up with bodies,
Yeah.
I can't get excited enough for you, or just, I'll say again, seeing the change in 35 years, I can't wait to see
Yeah.
what the next 35 years reveals. And then one of the reasons I'm so excited to encourage everybody, come to this class or any other body class like this. What do you know about bodies?
Yeah.
And those of you who go, nothing, those are usually the ones who know a lot.
Yeah.
Okay. So please don't discount if your body doesn't look, act, or feel a certain way. You have a knowledge, you have an awareness, and you have a oneness with your body that you haven't acknowledged. And everybody does have that, because you know what? You're here, you're breathing. That means you do actually communicate with your body. And so, what do you know about bodies that you're able to unlock and bring to the foreground for the rest of us as well? So, come and play. I love it. I love exploring this. And these classes are fun. Sometimes there's conversation, sometimes it's silent,
Yeah.
but it's always potent energetically and
For sure.
quite dynamically changing. It's so fun.
And nurturing and kind and so much more.
Mhm,
So,
mhm.
and if you'd like to come play with us in our bodies, come.
Yeah, August. I don't know time, man. July 21st.
Yeah.
21st, 22nd, 23rd in Utah.
Yep.
Come and play. It's beautiful here. It's warm, but it's beautiful.
Mm.
And we're in a fun area. So
Yeah.
come
Awesome.
and play. Come and play. And I think, John, thank you for put the details in the chat.
Mhm.
Appreciate that. And
Yeah, well, if we don't see you there, we hope to see you somewhere soon, but we hope to see you there.
yes, exactly. And if we don't see you in Utah, come say hi whenever you see us, wherever you see us.
Yeah.
All right. Thanks,
guys.
Becky.
Thank you.
Thanks, everyone.